Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nerd. I'm officially doing a post commentary for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Battlefield 4 September 4th, 2012 patch that has just been placed into effect today. I'm a little bit late getting this video out, and I do apologize. Yesterday was extremely busy with events that I could really care less to discuss, and could actually care less to even go to them in the first place. But unfortunately, life prevails, and I have to, get that stuff done. But before we get started, I need to give you guys the main information about the weapon and basically, everything I talk about in the beginning of the commentary as a standard basis. But yeah, let's get started, guys. I'll be using the AEK 971 with a not a heavy barrel, a foregrip and a flash suppressor. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. But I like to use this setup because it decreases horizontal and vertical recoil by 50%. Now it does kind of give away from the hip fire accuracy or the abilities for the AEK due to the rate of fire, but whatever, I don't really spray from the hip that often to, basically need that kind of assisting bonuses. But overall, I like this setup, and I continue to tell you guys to use the flash suppressor pretty much almost every video, it seems like, and I really do recommend it. I find it to make you a lot better of a more accurate player, and you kill people a lot faster than using something like the heavy barrel, which is good for killing longer ranges, but what's going to be the benefit if it's only by like 2 to 3 points? Most weapons already do a pretty good number as their base and long range damage, and statistical form. Holy cow, I cannot talk today. But guys, that's basically what I'm using. The assault kit, Operation 925, Conquest, Domination, the standard stuff that you guys have been seeing already. And overall, we're going to get started, and I'm going to talk about this giant list that's been composed of by a DICE employee, which I feel really sorry for because there is a ton of crap on here. So let's get right started, guys, and let's do this. The reload timers have been adjusted for just a ton of weapons, to be completely honest. There's the M416, F2000, FAMAS, KH2002, the MK3A1, JNG 90, MG36, QBU 88, SVD, Pesheneg, Scar H, AN94. It should improve the weapons, and I would agree, but I still think a lot of those weapons that have been stated kind of already suck in the first place, but that's my general opinion. Just a lot of things have been adjusted, like the long reload timer if you have, 0 bullets in the thing has been increased for like the P90, for example, and just a lot of weapons are getting changed. Like the ASVAL I saw was getting adjusted, the M4A1, Magnum, M1911, MP7, stuff like that. So nothing that you guys haven't already seen, nothing that's like extremely new, but DICE at its finest. UMP is going to get a damage output range adjustment, which is basically just terms saying that over long range it's going to be more or less powerful, but it's going to be more powerful in a close range setting, which makes more sense because it's a personal defense weapon, a PDW. I don't know why it would be really good long range in the first place. Now, if this is real life, of course, a weapon's still going to kill you in 1 bullet, 1 to 2 tops. I mean, if you get hit by a burst of weapon, there ain't no way you're walking away from that in real life unless 1, you're wearing body armor, and 2, you're just extremely lucky. So, another weapon that's kind of getting changed, and I found it to be kind of interesting, to be honest. I don't ever see this gun, to be completely honest with you guys. The PP2000 is getting a long-range damage. It looks like a highlight, basically. It looks like it's going to be more powerful long-range, but I could be wrong. Nope, that's correct. I just saw the word. The M1911 is also getting a minimum damage increase, which it'll fit better between the Magnum and the standard issue M9 and the MP443. That's kind of cool, considering that I think the 1911 only has like 7 bullets or something like that, and it could really use more damage because it's really bad if you don't give it that benefit. The M9 and MP443 are going to be getting a recoil reduced for a smoother burst action. Basically, that means when you just shoot, it's not going to make this ginormous kick upwards in a vertical recoil passion. So the 12G frag rounds are also getting looks like a reduce in their smaller area. Like, they won't actually apply so much damage into, a certain crowd or whatever, but they'll still, consist of their main maximum possible damage, which, whatever, I didn't think frag rounds were a problem anyway, because since when do you guys ever see those anymore? They're not really that impressive anymore. They kind of got patched. little too much, but I'm just saying I definitely don't want to see any more of that USAS shit running around. The anti-air vehicle is actually getting it looks like an increase towards the infantry units, which I thought it was okay now. I really didn't have a problem with, you know, using half of a little meter or whatever to kill a guy. I mean, it's an infantry unit. I don't want to see more anti-air guys, you know, doing what they used to do and just shooting infantry units for their score. But, you know, maybe DICE knows something that I don't. I'm not too, you know, impressed by this, but, you know, whatever. But another cool thing, and I thought this was actually really cool, and I'm so glad they did it, because this actually happened to me last night, and I was astounded by this. I didn't even know this didn't work anymore. The anti-air guns are now going to properly damage the MBTs, which are the tanks. I don't know why they decided to take that out of the game, because that was just stupid. Last night I was playing on Wake Island, and this guy in the tank just came flooring it at me, and I was just spraying at him as hard as I could, you know, trying to A, shoot the C4 that was on his tank, and 2, trying to shoot the tank, and nothing was happening, and unfortunately I died, and he got a free kill and like 500 points. So that's unfortunate, but it's good, you know, good to see that they're actually fixing something that I approve of, in a sense. The 12G frag buckshot close quarters range damage has been slightly increased, which I guess that's like whatever. All you guys that like shotguns, I guess you'll be using them a little bit more now. They're going to slightly reduce the range penalty for suppressors on the Scar H. Whatever, I think they should change it for all the suppressors in general. I think the suppressors are complete garbage now, but my general opinion, because I mean, 1, I play on console, and 2, I mean, if it's going to take me an extra 1 to 2 bullets, why would I use that attachment in the first place? They're going to increase the bullet velocity on the HMGs, the heavy machine guns. I think heavy machine guns are put on your tanks, if I am correct. That can also consist of the M60, which is technically classified as a heavy machine gun due to its weight. But that's just something that I thought I'd let you guys know about if you were interested. They're changing a lot of stuff on these certain suppressors on the certain caliber of weapon, the 5.56, 5.45, and the 6.5 for the AR carbine and LMGs. They're basically making it so the penalty for suppressors are not as huge. And they're also changing the heavy barrel, which I thank, because that thing is just so useless in my mind. I mean, why would you want to increase your recoil? That makes no sense. I mean, if you're on PC, it's not a big issue. I see a lot of you guys being really accurate, as already is, but on console, I mean, that's hard to adjust for that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, you can get into the habit of brain memory and, you know, break it down, make it to the certain, you know, satisfaction of your playstyle, but if I have to adjust more than I want to, what's the reason if I have to, 1, decrease the amount of bursts I can get into an entire shot, and 2, I just don't find it to be effective. But, you know, there are people that are really good with it, and I'm not saying that it's a, you know, complete piece of crap. In my eyes it is, but in a reality and a statistical meaning, it's actually really good. I just can't use it on console because console, you know, the joysticks are so they're not as sensitive as like something like PS3 maybe. PS3 guys, I used to be on your side, and on Xbox, I swear, you have to like shove that stick as hard as you can down before it even activates into its main setting. But no, we're not here to talk about console versus anything else, so I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. I thought you'd be interesting, and, you know, mainly just suppressors and heavy barrels are getting changed, which, that's pretty good. I'd like to see that actually fixed for once. They're increasing the damage on the M5K, which I was kind of confused about at first, because I was like, the gun already sucks. You know, why would, if you're going to increase it, give it more bullets to actually make it a competitor. But instead they thought to go with the damage increase, and I presume it's probably only going to be probably 2 to 3 points max. I couldn't imagine it being something actually good, because, you know, God forbid that would just make the gun really good like the MP7. But, you know, overall, that's something I thought you guys might be interested in. Maybe we'll be seeing more gameplay of it. Who knows? The M16A3 and the M4A1, as you guys know, are getting changed, and personally, I'm kind of depressed that the M4A1's getting changed. I didn't think it was that amazing. I mean, it has, you know, it's pretty good, but it's definitely not the M16A3. It still has more recoil, or a more, you know, vertical up recoil pattern, but they figure that it's too powerful and it needs to be adjusted, and I'm sure this will satisfy all the people that have been crying about it for since day one of last year. So there you guys go. You guys finally won this one, and it's getting changed. It's going to have a increased recoil pattern, but a little trick for you guys. If you guys still like using that gun, I would recommend putting a flash suppressor on it, because that's going to decrease the vertical recoil by 50%. So it's probably, you'll see a change in it, but it's not going to be what those heavy heavy barrel users are going to be using. And one, you'll have the advantage when, or anywhere between medium and close, and they'll have the advantage at long range, but as long as their accuracy is on par. Some of the other guns that are getting a little bit of change, getting a little bit of love, I guess, is the SG553, which is getting a horizontal recoil reduced. Whatever, I guess I'd like to see it vertical instead of horizontal, but they chose to go with the horizontal route. The MG36 is finally getting a fucking vertical recoil reduce, and I'm sorry for my language on that, but oh my god, that gun used to be amazing. And then when the new system came out for suppression and the recoil patterns came out, that gun just got hurt so bad. It used to be so good, but it's glad to see that it's going to be reduced, because I am so tired of that gun kicking, 15 feet in the air and going to the right about 40 feet. So this is probably something I'm interested in, and I'll personally be using a lot more. The M416 is getting a vertical, horizontal, and first shot recoil, which that's probably going to make it the best gun in the game for the assault rifle class. A lot of the bigger guys have talked about it, like Level Cap, and some of you guys are probably familiar with their work. They have also stated that it's going to probably be the next best gun for the assault, and mainly probably the overall setting of the game. So I'm looking forward to using that gun. I haven't really put a lot of experience into it, and I haven't really put my time well, technically on its classifications and all that, but that's something that you guys will probably be seeing, and it'll probably get patched here in a couple months anyway. So the G36C is going to get a vertical and first shot recoil amount reduced. So standard issue, the M4 or M16A4 and the M4 are going to just have their recoils increased, because somehow they compared to their brothers, the M16A3 and the M4A1, even though they're two-shot burst. I don't know what they were thinking on that. I think they should get a reduce in recoil and one be have more damage, but that's just me. But that might become too unbalanced, because I don't know a lot about the main statistics of the game when it comes to balancing the current weapon. But something that you guys are probably going to love / hate. If you're a ground infantry, you will so love this, and if you're guys that like to fly the helicopters, you will probably hate this, and the helicopters are probably going to become the most useless vehicle in the entire game now. So the F1 or FIM-92, sorry, it looks like a 1 on my screen. The IGLA basically can now lock onto air vehicles at both low altitudes and longer ranges, which I don't understand that at all, especially since the helicopters have a below radar effect. But whatever, I guess the helicopters are going to be useless now, and we will quickly get into the reason on the second factor of that real soon. They're adding a burst fire to the M5K. I didn't think it needed one, but apparently somebody cried about it and wanted it. Bipods are going to have more benefits for the F2000, G3A3, M27, M416, Pescheneg, Type 88 from us, and MG36. I guess whatever. Half of those are assault rifles. I don't know why they needed an increase, but apparently that they do. Belt-fed machine guns are now going to be more accurate when standing and firing while aiming for the M240 Bravo, M249, the Type 88 Pescheneg, and the LSAT. That I'm actually interested in. The M240 has, or M249, I'm sorry, has a horrible accuracy when you're standing. I swear, that thing sucks. But this will be really cool, and I'm looking forward to actually being able to use LMGs again, because I can't use them anymore since they basically screwed them up and made them a piece of crap. The Magnum, basically the best pistol, or the highest damage pistol in the game, is going to have a rate of fire reduced slightly, guys. Don't get too mad. I'm just reading it off the list. And then the MP412 Rex is going to, it's going to be able to be compared to the Magnum. Technically, the Magnum isn't going to be the big badass it used to be in rate of fire and in damage. So they're going to increase the rate of fire and the reloading time for the MP412 Rex, which I guess whatever. They removed burst fire from the L85, which I thought was weird. They're going to add single shot. I don't understand the logic in that, but apparently it must have been overpowered or underused. So that's something that maybe you're interested in. And probably the best thing on this entire list is the reduced aimed accuracy bonus for the M417. That, that gun that those recon guys like to run around with and ruin the game with? Yeah, it's getting fixed finally, with a suppressor to balance it and other weapons in the game. So all you snipers out there that like to be using that M417, and don't be putting a suppressor on it anymore, because you're going to lose all of your accuracy bonus, which, you know, I'd be perfectly fine if they made that gun only do 5 damage per bullet, but that's probably not going to happen, and I probably shouldn't be telling DICE people about that, because maybe they'll do it. For my sake, it would probably be awesome. But they're going to increase the aimed accuracy for the ACR, basically, the L86, the LSAT, M5K, MTAR, you know, I guess whatever. It's basically going to balance with the suppressors with those said weapons, and overall, I think it'll be cool, so you guys will probably enjoy it. Underslung weapons like the AUG and SCAR are now properly benefit the hip fire accuracy bonus with the attached laser sight. I didn't know that they didn't have a bonus for that. Interesting. Oh, here's something cool, because I hate SOFLAM, so I'll love this one. The SOFLAM will no longer lock onto your own vehicle if deployed and not immediately activated by the player. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I wish SOFLAMs would just leave the game, because I think that they're kind of newbie in a sense, especially when you give them to the recon class. But overall, that's my general opinion. I know a lot of you guys are snipers, so don't get too mad at me, but I really hate stuff that ruins the helicopter's day, because one, I like to get kills in the helicopter, and two, flying it is just a badass thing. Who doesn't like to fly? But SCAR L is going to be fixed for the heavy barrel. Apparently it wasn't zoomed in or something. It didn't do the benefits that it's supposed to be doing for the, you know, long range accuracy and damage. So that's something cool. The PKS-07, I presume that's an attachment, I think it's a ×7 optic, is now available for the QBB-95. Something cool, the M417's foregrip was incorrectly reducing horizontal recoil by too large of an amount. Thank you, no more dealing with that anymore. Everything I see about the M417, I'm like, yes, no more bullshit. The ACR, basically, they missed a letter in that, but foregrip, the MG36, the QB-B95, and the RPK extended mags, as well as the RPK and the SKS heavy barrel are now added. That is awesome. I don't really care, to be honest with you. The MK3A1 now uses flechette rounds instead of frag rounds, and Gunmaster, I don't like Gunmaster, but I presume a lot of people do, because it's a Call of Duty / Counter-Strike, a Counter-Source, whatever you guys call that game. That's something I want to make sure I introduce, because I'm sure there'll be 100 comments if I don't. So, you know, whatever. I don't really play gun game, or what's it called? Gun Master, I'm sorry. Vehicle standards, things that are getting adjusted or tweaked, and there's quite a bit, and we got to start hurrying up because the commentary is coming to a close quickly. They're going to remove flares from the gunner position of the helicopter, which is really stupid, and I completely disagree with what they're doing. Air radar now shows friendly vehicles as well. That is awesome, because I hated not seeing them, because helicopters will always run into me. The laser designator will now be disabled from the scout helicopter driver. Only the 4th seat, position 4, in the helicopter is now going to be able to use it. I think that is good and bad for various reasons. The repair tool damage against enemy vehicles is lowered by 10%. I don't know why you would lower it. It's a fucking torch. Changed reload behavior on tank and tank destroyer cannon weapons to prevent being able to fire 2 shots from different weapons quickly. Oh, that is so dumb. Come on. Oh, that makes me mad. I should have read this list first, so I could have been all rage-induced first. Okay, fix the hit indicator showing when enemy are entering a vehicle after previously shooting a soldier. So apparently there was a problem with that. They fixed jets not getting top attack damage bonuses from lasered targets. Again, I don't use anti-air stuff, so that doesn't really affect me too much. Oh, this is something cool, and I think a lot of you guys will like it. You guys know how you're arming a crate, or you clear an area, then the random on your team takes the crate and you don't get points for it. If you're up to 5 meters in a radius, you will actually get points for it now. So I presume a lot of people are going to be crowding around the objective, which in turn is actually really good in my personal opinion. They fixed, co-op, the scoring system. Gunmaster and Domination winner ribbons are now going to be added for unlocking capabilities. Accuracy dog tags now show in the correct stats. UI related tweaks and fixes. They added letters to the capital points, like on the minimap HUD. They fixed the grenade count, acting strangely when entering a vehicle. PC specific. Apparently you guys had a problem with this. Fixed laser designator related icons appearing from the screen when you enable the chat. So it must have been something to do with your guys' chat. Fixed the or I don't know what that is. Fixed so you can get a critical health full screen color hint while in post revive state. So, I don't really know what that is. I don't know if that's when you got revived and it showed like the main menus and you had to hit start to get rid of it. That's something that they're fixing, I guess. They added clan tags and the name tags on the kill card. That's cool because I hate seeing, you know, when I kill somebody, I'm like, ha, bitch, and it doesn't show what clan they're in. Even though I don't know there's a whole lot of clans in Battlefield 3 in the first place, but you know, you get my point. They fixed the Mav gadget so it will no longer remain floating in mid-air. I didn't even know that even happened. Otherwise, I would have probably abused it. So, they fixed bugs where it was possible to shoot while, I don't even know what this means. Basically something to do with when you're sprinting and you're going prone, you could be able to shoot. So, I guess that's awesome. Whatever. Fixed it so you could revive a player who switched teams since he died. That's kind of cool, even though I thought when you switch teams, I thought you committed suicide in the first place, but I could be wrong on that. Xbox 360 specific, they introduced a clickable promotional spot on the menu. So, again, guys, I don't know what a lot of this means. It's kind of just there for you. But if you guys are interested to see how much gigabytes it's going to screw you over, here you go. For Xbox 360, Xbox 360, it's going to be a 1.44 gigabyte, PS3 100 gigabyte. Yeah, that's totally what I meant. 1.53 gigabytes. So, you know, you got a pretty big patch on the PC. I presume it's probably because you guys are getting some of those PC exclusive things. Your guys is going to be 2.2 gigabytes, and that should be no problem for you PC guys. I'm sure most of you have terabytes and stuff like that. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. You know, I talked about a main gist of it, but there is so much that I didn't get to, guys. The list is just still going, and I'm still scrolling. So, again, I gave you guys the main gist of it. Basically, the M16A3 and the M4A1 are getting patched. A lot of the vehicles are going to get reduced in their effectiveness. Helicopters are going to be more useless than they ever have been before. But the rockets on the helicopter are now going to be more effective against ground units. So I guess, so your gunner doesn't get flares, but you're now more effective. I don't know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, I hope you guys have been enjoying all the videos I've been producing. I've been putting a lot of effort into these lately, and I've been doing a lot with this channel and the other channel that I've been partnered with. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to sign off just a little bit early, so I will talk to you guys in tomorrow's video, or maybe I'll get one up today. Who knows? But this is going to be Nerd Mode On, signing off, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.